Hello, this is Jim from Better Slots. The purpose of this video is to show you how to set up your Williams Bluebird 1 or 2. This video is for users that do not have a printer or don't want to use their printer. If you'd like to use your printer to print out tickets and to also receive tickets, contact us about one of our Better Tito products. At this point, you should have already cleared the memory of your machine. If you have not done that, find our other video that shows you how to do it. At this point, I've cleared this machine. I've reinstalled its operating system and the game card for the game that I want to load. I've closed my door and I turn the machine back on. It'll probably take anywhere, I don't know, between 5 and 10 minutes depending on your game size or its file size. And what you want to do is just let it go. It'll look like a computer screen booting up, and eventually you'll get to a final screen, which what I'm going to do now is just stop the video for a second and I'll pick it up again when we get to the final screen so you can see what it looks like. Okay, we're back. The machine's booted up fully, and the best indicator for this is there will be a floating blue message in the middle that says call attendant. At this point, you want to open the door to your machine and an alarm will go off. Open the door all the way, and inside the machine next to the yellow tag there's a little switch that says diagnostic on it. Just touch that one time. And then do not close your door all the way, just leave it resting open. And as you can see now, we've got the menu set up. The first thing you want to do is touch the orange setup button. This brings up some more buttons. The first one you want to do is the one that says machine setup, which opens up more buttons. After that, touch device setup. And you can see it brings up a new menu with all these different devices. You want to disable the printer, which you do so just by touching it. It'll turn green and say no printer. Do the same for coin. Do the same for a hopper. Your bill validator, there are two types to choose from. You need to select the type that you have. Either you have a JCM WBA or a Mars. And then finally is the button panel type. It's talking about the buttons on your deck. More often than not, you're going to be the standard button panel. So once you have that, at the bottom, touch the save and exit button. If you have a WBA, you'll hear it cycle. That brings you back to the main menu. The next button you want to touch here is the one that says credit setup, which brings open a new menu. At the top left it says base denom. Touch the red bar, which brings up a keypad. Enter 0.01 for a penny. That's your base denomination. After you enter it, it turns green and you can confirm that it says 0.01. Then the next thing you want is find the line item that says multi-denom. And if you want to set up your machine to have several different denominations, you touch that once, it turns to enable. You can touch it again if you only want a single denomination, but most will want multi-denom. After that, at the bottom middle, you touch the set button. You can see it accepts the information we input. After that, you want to touch the denom configuration button. You'll see it brings up your game that you're trying to load. In this case, it's Black Knight. So you touch that bar and you can see it brings up all the different denominations that you can configure it for. So I'm going to do a couple. I'm first going to do a penny. It brings up a menu where you can select the percentage of payout that you want, and oftentimes you can also select how many lines that you want to play. So I'm going to pick what I want, and then I'm going to touch the set button. Then you can see this turns green and it accepted the penny denomination. I'm now going to do a nickel, select what I want, touch the set button, and it accepted that. When you're done selecting denominations, at the bottom you want to touch the save button. It'll ask you to confirm, are you sure this is what you want? You touch yes. It takes you back to the previous menu. On this menu, you do want to touch the Save for All Pay Tables if it's there at the bottom of the screen. It'll bring up a quick yes or no question. You touch Confirm, which takes you back to the previous menu where we set up the base denom. So we're done with this page. Touch Exit to take us back to the main menu. You now want to do clock setup, so touch that button. It takes you into a new menu. You can accept the time and date that's in there now if you don't care, and just go ahead and touch the set button. If you want to have accurate time and date, you can touch Change Time Zone at the bottom. It brings up a menu of different countries. You want to go through the list and find your country, and then touch your time zone. After that, touch Set at the bottom, which takes you to the previous screen, and then up in the top left you can touch each area where it brings up a keypad, and you can enter things like date, month, and time. When you're done, at the bottom, touch Set. It takes you back to the previous menu, and at this point you are done. So at this point in the bottom left hand corner, you can just touch Return to Game, and then you want to go ahead and close your door. At this point, depending on your game and the size file it might be, it could take anywhere from a minute to a few minutes for it to boot up the rest of the way with your configuration. So I'm going to time lapse the video again. Okay, we're back. As you can see, the game came up. At this point, you can just add credits. And it's ready to play.